What were you saying about the gaming PC?
No, I was just showing you a picture here of the gaming PC I had underneath the. I actually have two of them underneath here under the desk. So, like, here's one. Hold on. Here's the other one. So, you probably can't see it because it's kind of washing it out, right? But
Yeah, I see it.
that's the new one I just built, the one I'm actually using right now. So, but
So we're gonna talk about some good stuff. You know, what's your, as far as your DDR memory, are you on DDR4 or are you on DDR5?
no, so I have DDR4 in both of these machines. I'm just not ready for DDR5 yet. So
Yeah, because it just came out like a year ago, and so you got 32 gigs in that machine.
yeah, so I have 32 gigs in both my machines. I've got the video cards. Is I've got 3060s in both of them.
Wow.
So they're both MSI builds. So both of them. So MSI motherboards, MSI cases, MSI video cards, and Corsair memory. Um, and it's all got the RGB lighting and stuff on it.
Now you gotta explain that to Eddie because you know he's a little bit older than us.
Yeah, I don't.
The MSI, when you put on that stuff, it's automatically compatible because you got MSI, your motherboard, your CPU, and your graphics card are connected to, so it can run better.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know you gotta do your research if you're gonna build a gaming PC. That's what I'm in the research process right now. I got one of my old computers. You know, I got my old computer running, and that sucker's still in Windows 7. Yeah, so I gotta upgrade that one. But yeah, it turned on this week, and you saw the video. If you've seen the video, yeah, it's a long process. That is the backup until I can build me a real gaming PC. I might be using uh, DDR4, try to get up. The minimum is 32. If you really want to do gaming, if you really want to be a real competitor, you might have to go to 64 gigs and get you like a graphics card that costs you an arm and a leg, or a case of alcohol. So I'm spending my money on the PC instead of the alcohol. So I'm going to get a
Yeah.
graphics
So
card
like,
for that. And
so back in like March, my son wanted to build a new machine, so he bought all the parts and stuff on it, and he's got an MSI. Well, no wait, I think he's got an MSI motherboard in it. He's got this massive Corsair case. It's like as big as a Volkswagen, right? Like it's like as biggest case I ever saw in my life. And then he's got, I think, 64 gigs of RAM in there, and he has got an RTX 4080 or 4090 card in his machine.
Yeah.
oh wow.
It's probably as long as a 27-inch monitor is wide, right? It's this massive video card. I swear it weighed like 50 pounds.
Yeah, I bet he has a water pump in that.
You know what? So here's the thing. So I've got water coolers on both of my PCs, but he actually doesn't. He has air coolers on them. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Now you got to explain what the water pump is to Eddie. That is a cooling system for helping with your GPU, your motherboard, and your hard drive to keep it cool. You don't want your stuff being hot because you'll
Oh,
burn
you
it
don't want
out.
anything to get hot, not even you.
Yeah. So that's good that he has a mother.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, Eddie, but do you see that like it looks kind of like a dragon or whatever?
Yes.
Okay, so normally you'd have that's the heat sink on top of the CPU, right? So
Mhm.
normally that would be a fan that would, running, but
Yeah.
instead what that is you see these two big tubes coming out of there, right?
That's right. Yep.
So those are actually running to literally something that looks exactly like a radiator in a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on that radiator, there are two fans running. So, and then through those tubes is basically liquid running, and then it runs across the CPU and then back out and through the radiator and gets cooled and then comes back and it just cycles. And that's what keeps the CPU cool instead of the fan.
Right, right. And that will help. That will help people if you're like a content creator and you want to do some editing software. That will, major editing software with your videos. That machine will help make everything easier to do because it's quick enough, it's fast enough, and your PC won't work as much. You have a water cooler system in it. I'm doing my research.
I see. Yeah.
I'm doing research.
And it's not really any more expensive than, a higher end fan too. So it's not like it's a huge upgrade or anything, but it's definitely more efficient. Definitely keeps the CPU cooler. So
yes, that's what I got that. I got that craving. Instead of alcohol, it's computer stuff and movies.
Nice. That's a better craving. Yes, definitely.
And, yeah. The only bad thing about this is it costs you a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I reckon that will help me, especially since I'm the only single person here, and I can build whatever I want and put it wherever I want. So that's a good thing. That's a real good thing to have that. So sorry to take over your show, Eddie, but hey, that's the weekend, and got a question for Mustard Drill. Did you get your stuff for Mother's Day for your wife? Did you get? He says,
Yeah. He hit us this morning with that.
I do not buy my wife anything for Mother's Day. Because she's not my mother.
Well,
kind of like my attitude about it, but the kids get.
She's the mother of your children.
So no, we have a son and a daughter, so they get her stuff for Mother's Day. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's unusual because when my parents were here, that's what they do, and my mom would be a lunatic. Where's my Mother's Day present? I said, "Mom's in the mail."
Yeah, so I don't do that. I mean, when the kids were little, obviously, and they couldn't do it on their own, I did it, right? But, they're 23 and 24 now, so can do it on their own.
They can do their own thing too. Yeah.
So what about yourself? So you're not going to do it this year. So. We did it. We did it on
Father's Day weekend. Like I'm going away on Father's Day weekend. I said to the kids, I said, you want to spend time with Dad? And they were like, we got stuff to do. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go away by myself then.
So that's the way it is.
You want to spend time with Father's Day? Yeah.
And my wife's not even here this weekend. She's spending the weekend with her mother. So that her mother's not alone because her father passed away during COVID, but not of COVID, during COVID. So, so now her mom moved closer to us. She lived about an hour away, so she moved closer to us. So she's over there spending the weekend with her, so that she's not alone on Mother's Day. So,
well, that is cool. That is
I'm here.
Very cool.
I'm here. Playing with all my toys.
So
Eddie, so here's what the Stream Deck StreamYard interface looks like. So I don't know, you probably can't. It's all washing it all out. So you can see
I can see all the lights and the blue lights.
So you can see the icons. So for the split screens and all that stuff. That's just like a dedicated profile just for StreamYard. Nice.
See, I didn't realize that when I saw it earlier because it was all black. I thought you had to put stickers on.
That's the one. So that's the one that's lit up. Like that's the profile for the StreamYard one. Yeah. And then I only have 3 icons on the regular one now, which is YouTube, StreamYard, and an icon to launch my Philips Hue bulbs.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's really sky's the limit. You can literally program it for anything. So.
Well, absolutely. That looks like it's a pretty awesome deal. I love StreamYard. It's easy. Um, Especially when I put 2 channels together and do it that way. And it's a lot of fun for me to do that. So, and then Nightbot sometimes I accept, sometimes I gotta double check with Jeremy about that, find out what's going on.
Yeah, I have to double check with Jeremy too, because I was watching some of his Nightbot configuration videos, and I'm thinking he left a whole bunch of stuff out.
Well, I think he's going to do a tech show on Sunday, but I'll give him a holler tomorrow. Find out if he is or not.
Permission. Okay, time to hold on. Guys, continue.
Oh, we're just talking about Jeremy the Nightbot, and yeah, I need to get in touch with him because especially when if you watch the other channel, I did some video games this afternoon. Guess who was on my chat?
Who's in your chat?
Oh, Bill, Long Shot Adventures. I didn't know he got back, and he was challenging me to a game. I said, dude, I'm practicing with my team because I got a team on the weekends. And he said, man, you're a chicken. I said, man, you really? Anyway, so I think he's back. He didn't say he was back, but he said he's back. He sent me an invite on my Xbox, so yeah. He is back. Hopefully he'll be on this weekend to talk about his 29-day cruise, and can't wait to see the major videos that he did on the cruising industry.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So how much did both systems cost you? Including all the components and stuff, and basically you build it yourself. So how much does it cost?
The one system I purchased because I was feeling lazy. So that cost me about $1,500. Then the system that I'm on right now, the new system that I have that this whole setup is hooked up to and everything, that cost me around $950, but I bought all the parts and built it. So that's why it was a little cheaper, because I built it myself. But about $950 or so, and that included a copy of Windows 11.
Yeah,
which is pricey. I think it's crazy expensive.
I mean, yeah, that's how I was going to ask you that question. My old machine is still on Windows 7, so I'm trying to find out the update to Windows 10, but it costs money now.
So like I had Windows 10 on my old PC, and I could have. It's a convoluted process. I could have transferred the Windows 10 license over to this machine and then upgraded it to Windows 11 for free, but I just decided to buy a license for it and just be done with it. So
if I got a license for this Windows 10, can I just transfer that and just make a double for my other machine? Or
yeah, you can transfer a Windows license from one machine to another. You just have to, it's a process. I don't even when I started reading about how to do it, I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna buy one. I just don't know it. So
cool. I have no idea what you're all talking about. So I just
But like I said, the machine I was using here before, I mean, it was an old HP Omen, which at the time, was when the time I bought it, it was like a really great PC. I mean, it was a gaming PC, so it had a 1080, GTX 1080 in it, and it had a Ryzen 7 processor in it, and it was a gaming PC, and I used it for a long time, but it was probably 6 years old or something like that or whatever. And just every time I went to start it up, I mean, it would take 30 minutes before it was warmed up, like before everything was done starting in the background and everything else, and that I could actually click on an icon and have the damn thing open and not, open 20 minutes later, right?
Yeah.
I can't stand that anymore. And, I'm going to live stream. I'm going to do this and that or whatever. I just want a new, fresh PC. So, yeah. So I just
basically you use that old one. We talked about this a while back. Do you still have your NOS working? That's what my next thing after I get my gaming PC. I'm gonna make a NOS as one of my PCs because the NOS is network attached storage, Eddie, and you can store all your videos from YouTube, your movies, all your music on that system. That system's on 24/7, and it's just like a storage area. And you can use it. You can use it and transfer all your stuff throughout the house, or anywhere around the world. You got that NOS hooked up to your phone.
Yes. So this is what one of my NASs looks like. So
nice.
There's 4 hard drives in the front of it. So it's a Western Digital PR 4100. So I have 2 of those. I have a PR 2100 that is dedicated to Plex server. And then I also have a Western Digital EX 2100 that I dedicated just to dump photos on.
Yeah.
So
those both are those hard drives. Those are the red ones, right? The Western Digital.
Yeah. So all the hard drives in those NASs are red.
Mm-hmm.
So the 4100 has 6 terabytes of storage capacity. The other one has 10 terabytes of storage capacity, and the EX only has like 2 terabytes of storage in it, right? So, and the EX is just a standard, like a standard array, and then the other 2 4100s are RAID 0. And the 2100 is RAID 0, and that's just so there's redundancy on the array in case the drive fails. I don't lose anything.
Yeah. So
the nice thing about that is if a drive fails, I don't lose anything. I take that drive out, I put a fresh drive in, and the array will rebuild itself.
Yeah.
With the new drive, so I don't lose anything, and the array rebuilds itself, stripes everything over to the new drive, and it's back up and running. And it can still even be accessed and stuff while you're doing that. It's just usually a little slower while I try not to access it, but that doesn't happen very often, but it does happen from time to time. So
yeah, it's good. I had to have it once. I had all kinds of stuff on one of my hard drives that actually failed, and I said, I cannot believe it failed. There has to be a way to get that information off. It shows it. It reads that the hard drive is active on a PC, but when I get to the information, some of them will play, and some of them won't. So I think it's dying. I think it's prepared to die. But yeah, I gotta figure that stuff out because most of my cruise videos are on that hard drive that I really want to get, especially the ones from the Navigator Seas, which I love.
Yeah. So.
Okay, Eddie, you're showing off now. You got that disease. You got that.
I also have this Z that I'm gonna start using when I travel. So what this is this is basically just like a wireless hard drive. So what it does is it sets up its own Wi-Fi network, and then you just join it from anything. You can join it from your phones, from your PCs, from your laptops, from anything that can connect to the internet or Wi-Fi. And then basically what happens is every time you come into range of it, it just transfers whatever. It looks at a snapshot of what it already has from a specific device, and then it looks at it, and if there's anything new, it just automatically transfers it wirelessly while you're in range. And if you walk out of range or with the device or whatever, it'll just pick up where it left off when you come back into it. But it's basically something I can take with me once I get all my devices set up and configured for it. I can take it with me. It's small, it's lightweight, put it in my backpack. Wherever I'm going, I just plug it in and turn it on. It even has a battery in it, so it'll run for like 8 hours on a battery as well. But or you just plug it in. But just plug it in and turn it and sit it in a corner somewhere. And then just whenever my devices come within range of it, it just transfers my files over that are new. So like if I'm like on a cruise ship and I have it sitting on the desk in the cabin and I'm out, vlogging or whatever, and I'm shooting video or whatever, when I come back, it'll just automatically transfer those videos over to it. I don't have to do anything, and then I don't have to remember to do that, and I won't accidentally lose it or delete that or anything else. And so I've had it for a while, but I just never set it up. But that's what it is right there. It's a Western Digital Passport Wireless Pro.
Nice. Cool. I need to get. And I need to get one of those. And
it's got 4 terabytes of capacity.
Nice.
So, yeah,
that'd be perfect. Especially when you go on a cruise and you just be able doing live streams on a cruise, or you're actually doing a video, and then at the end of your video you can send it, say, hey, I want this on my thing in my cabin, and transfer that to my cabin when you're using the Wi-Fi. That's perfect. I mean, especially when you're doing that, it's amazing you can do that, and that's why I love technology. I'm always a tech nerd.
So, Alex, it does not have to be connected to the internet itself. It just creates its own Wi-Fi network. So you can connect it to the internet if you want, so that it can, do whatever it wants to do, but it doesn't have to be. It creates its own Wi-Fi network. And then like anything, once your device connects to a Wi-Fi network once, it always remembers that device, and it always connects to it again when it's within range, like your phone, your laptop, or whatever. So basically what happens is your phone can be connected to the ship Wi-Fi and also connected to that Wi-Fi. Well, newer phones can be connected to multiple Wi-Fi networks at the same time. So just connect to both of them. It'll just send the stuff over automatically. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to stay in range. Like I said, if it's not done when you walk out, when you get back, it'll just pick back up where it left off, and it'll keep running. So it's kind of like I remember all the time, like that's part of my process. At the end of the day, I come back and I plug my phone into my laptop and I transfer everything over. Then when I get home, when I get home, I connect my laptop to my home network. I transfer everything over to the NAS. And then I sit here at this computer that I'm on right now to do edits and stuff like that. So I'm transferring everything back off of the NAS, or I'm working from the NAS, because my home network is fast enough. I have an Wi-Fi and Ethernet network in my house. So my home network is fast enough that I can work with large files over my Ethernet without having to transfer them locally to work on them. But that's a lot of geek talk there. So
it's a good. I like it, and Eddie needs to learn how to do this. I know he's not that old, He needs to learn something.
I mean, most people don't need to know all that stuff. Like, most people don't need to do all that. I just do it just because it was
it's a hobby.
My life for 30 years.
Yeah. Right? Oh man, see, I wish I'd have learned this long time ago while I was younger, or like typing or anything like that. And what you said is true. If you're a dedicated network in your home, it's not on Wi-Fi, it's on the internet wire. It's faster, it's more reliable. Because when I started doing my during the shows and stuff I did to my laptop, it was lagging. It was always cut out during the show, and then now, so this PC right now is hooked up to my internet. It's hooked up to the router, so
Yeah.
it's a straight line. So it'll never cut out like it used to do back in the day. But yeah, basically, Eddie, what he's saying is you got the internet connected to your internet and your router, and you're connected to any kind of machine that has that. It's faster. It's reliable. Uh, that's what Jerry's want to do when he gets his Mac. He's gonna have a dedicated internet line. So that's one of the reasons why I did it, because I knew they'd get ready to go on vacation in a couple of days, and when they're on vacation, I gotta have a dedicated line, so they won't have it during our shows. But yeah. So what is that name of that device? I need to know so I can look it up on Amazon, because I might have to buy me an early birthday present.
Which one? I've been talking about a couple.
Yeah, the one you just talked about last one. The one you just showed me.
Wireless one right here.
Yeah.
Look. It's called it's a Western Digital My Passport Wireless Pro.
Okay, yeah. Yes. If
and now that we are on that content, Alice got me this. It is the same thing that you're showing there.
Yeah.
It's you have to connect it with the Wi-Fi. It's a 4T also.
Yeah.
We just don't know how to connect it. I want to connect it to my phone, so every night when I go back to the cabin, I could download all my videos or whatever I got during the day into the phone, so I could have more space for the next day. So now, would you know how to do this? This is extra. It's extra, so it came like this.
Oh, so basically, is that just basically a hard drive?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
it's hard. Yeah, it's just a hard drive. So here's the thing, right? Like, unless it has power, separate power, your phone is not going to have enough power to run it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with that.
But the other thing you could do, Eddie, I know you've been doing that. If you bring your laptop on your cruise, and at the end of the day, you got your phone, you put it on download, upload all your stuff to your laptop, and then you could transfer all the stuff on your laptop to the hard drive. Yeah. But this thing he's saying right now,
I've been doing, like, I have a hard drive like you have, Eddie, and and I also have a laptop with a 2 terabyte hard drive in it as well, right? And I do one of two. I just plug the phone in, I transfer everything over to the laptop, and then maybe I leave it on the laptop, or maybe I move it. Then I plug that drive in and I move it over to the drive. Either way, I've been doing that, all the while, like for years, and it works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The only reason why I decided to go this route with this wireless passport is just because I can just have it sitting in there and it'll just go automatically, and I don't have to take the trouble to do that. And then if it, or if I'm just not back there until the end of the day, I can just let it all sit and run overnight while I'm asleep. And then I just wake up and everything's been dumped, right? And I don't have to worry about it. But obviously that thing can fail too, right? And that thing is not a NAS. So if that thing fails, everything on it I've lost. But it's the same, like if the hard drive you just showed me fails and everything that's on it is lost, right? So like that's the only thing about it. It's not as redundant as a NAS is, just because, it would have to have multiple drives in it and stuff in order for it to do that. But like the only reason why I went that route a long time ago is I lost priceless pictures of my children. Now, not all of them, but I had a big chunk of hundreds of pictures of my children from different times when they were really little and when they were sweet and didn't have attitude. So I just lost tons and tons of pictures from them because NAS, like a network attached to storage device, didn't exist back then.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just had it on regular hard drives in the computer, and the hard drive failed, and I lost it all. Right. So, as soon as they became available, obviously they were very expensive. Now they're very reasonable in price.
Yes.
The hard drives themselves are probably the most expensive component in them. And even though they have become reasonably priced, but
yes. Basically, you could do a case. You could buy a case from like Amazon without the drives, save you some money, and then when the drives go on sale, that's when you grab them.
Yeah.
Because they have sales all the time.
The nice thing about NAS too is that if you ever run out of capacity and then you want to up the capacity of it, you buy larger capacity drives, pull one out, put the larger capacity in. The remaining ones will rebuild the array onto that drive, and then of course the excess is free space. And then again, you just keep doing it down the line till all your drives are replaced out with the larger capacity, and then you still have all of your data plus additional storage. So it's
absolutely
kind of the part about it.
Yeah. See, by the way, Island Time says hello. Okay.
Oh, Derek and Amanda. You know what? Derek and Amanda does it great. They celebrated their second anniversary Sunday. They're doing it right, and Derek is one of the guys that got me into doing this. And we met on the Vista, and man, that guy is an incredible guy, and Amanda too, and the kids. So, so basically, yeah, the research that's one that fascinates me a lot. I've been I've been doing research for at least a couple of weeks, trying to get into the right mind when I started doing this stuff. That's when I started doing the transformation for the living room into the gaming room and home theater room, and then I felt after I was cleaning some stuff and got some crates out of my storage, I found me some extra movies that I need to rip to my hard drives now. And so yeah, I got all kinds. Have you? I know you've seen this one, right? Top Gun Maverick. You see this one? I just got this one.
Nice. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, Eddie, you gotta see this. If you like the first one, you'll love the second one.
Oh yeah. I like the first one. Yes. Yes, sir.
And this is my all-time favorite right here, Jaws. Oh man,
no.
I love that movie.
Put that away.
I love that movie. And then I found another one that there will never be a movie like this, and Master Joe will agree with me. Hollow Knights. Have you ever seen this movie?
It's one of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah. You'll never see any kind of like a comedy like that ever again.
I know.
You have legends of comedians. You have Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Della Reese, Arsenio Hall. I mean, you have all those. You'll never see a movie like that when you have all those comedians and they are raw. I mean,
you'll never see a movie where somebody gets their pinky toe shot off.
Yeah,
that's the only one you'll ever see.
That's the only one you see, and I laughed. And I have asthma, so when I first saw it at the movie theater, I mean, nonstop comedy. They'll never show that. Now, I only ripped that to my hard drive, but the Nas thing will be the major thing I want to get done before the end of summer, because there's a movie that I want to get, and I pre-ordered John Wick 4. I have not seen that in the movies. Have you seen that in the movies yet?
No.
I have all three, and I gotta get the fourth. The John Wick, guys. If you haven't, I know Eddie. Have you seen John Wick?
Oh yes.
Okay, you see the first three of them.
I mean, I've seen the first three, right? But I haven't seen the latest one.
I have not seen it yet. I'll wait till it's roughly coming out June 12th.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pre-order that one, and I will get that on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
And yeah,
I probably have it on my Plex server. So
yeah. So the Plex server, I'm still ahead. Okay, Eddie, you gotta quit doing that. You're gonna make me have some dreams now. Come on now, stop doing that.
Messing with me with sharks. I'm messing with you.
Mess with his track.
Alice didn't see it. Hold on.
Oh. Well, she was in. She was.
Oh, you are
Uh,
very behind. Yeah.
yeah, she was.
There you go.
She was in Fort Worth
Yeah. It's
yesterday, last
baby mama.
night. Mm-hmm. Future baby mama right there, ladies
Baby
and
mama.
gentlemen. It's the future baby mama. Yeah. So. But yeah, the NASA virus is probably the next thing I really want to get into, and I'm gonna try to get as much terabyte hard drives as possible because back in my day when we used to have CDs, back in my day when we had CDs, I still got CDs. I still got a rip. I found all kinds of music and stuff like that, and you also can rip that to your NAS device. And what kind of music service do you use, Mustard Drill?
Spotify.
Okay, so well, you still have your status of a CD collection, right?
I have so many CDs. I need a shipping container to hold them all,
Mm-hmm.
and
As a
and
pay,
DVDs and like Blu-rays and stuff like that. So, but I don't watch them obviously because I have everything on Plex. So
hmm So we got to ask for a married man's point of view. Do you have a man cave? Do you have a dedicated home theater room?
I
And
don't have a dedicated home theater room now. So, but I have this. I can never do that. Even like when I'm like vlogging and stuff, I'm like, hey, look at that. It's
well, go the
actually
wrong way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you gotta
feel
go the
right.
other
Like
way.
my brain is not wired correctly. I don't understand why. But
Hey, I do the same
here we
thing,
go. So
man.
see this TV, right? So
Eddie's this way. No, he's that
this is
way.
my main TV. It's a 75-inch
Oh,
Samsung.
wow.
Nice.
Okay, it's a 75-inch Samsung, and then right underneath it is a 5-in-1 channel soundbar, and there's a subwoofer down on the floor and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I watch like everything on. So
Right, nice. So that's
and that TV, I just
considerable.
got that. I just got that TV like I don't know, like around Christmas this past Christmas. So it's only like 5 months old. So.
Yeah, so especially Black Friday. That's my kryptonite, man. Black Friday deals. Oh man, that's my kryptonite because I I'm one of those guys. I used to do this back in the day. I was one of those guys that waited in line on Black Friday at Best Buy to get the latest stuff. But now everything you do it online. Now I'm at Amazon waiting for the countdown so I can go and get this thumb ready. The thumb.
Right,
The
right, right,
thumb
right.
is ready.
Temu. What about Temu?
Yeah, the thumb is ready at 11:59. When sales starts, I'm ready.
There it is, right there in the corner, the yellow square or the orange square. There it is. I broke down, I put it on. You're right. Texts and notifications out the wazoo.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
You block the number, some other number pops up.
yeah.
Non-stop.
It's sad when you try to get rid. I tried to get rid of once, and then Cheryl said, "Hey, you know what? I got $200 on my card just waiting." And I'm looking at Jeremy when she's saying that. Jeremy just got that stone face looking at her.
In the panel.
Hey, let me ask you this question, Eddie, because I know you like buying stuff every day.
The link.
How much do you spend a week with that app?
Oh, me?
Yes.
I don't know. Depending. Um, I try to make it like every 3 weeks to a month, so about between 40 and 60. depending on what I'm getting. Now, there's not much to pick now, so I already got most of the stuff that I wanted. So good grief, a 75-inch TV, everything is life size. I'm only 6'3" tall.
63 inches tall.
What
know.
I do is I put everything in my cart and then I just let it sit there and I sit there and then it starts pestering me and then it comes back and says, "Oh, hey,
By the way,
that thing that you wanted, that was already like super dirt cheap. Well, now we're gonna like knock 50% off of it if you buy it like right now." I'm like,
Yep.
deal.
I learned that trick too, so that's why I let it sit there for a while.
Mhm.
And then some kind of discount happens, or a $5 off coupon, or something else.
Yep.
Something comes
Coupon.
along, They're already lower as it is.
But I'm really surprised. I'm surprised at how fast it gets here, right? Like, now it doesn't get here like Amazon Prime fast, right?
Yeah.
But it does get here pretty fast, seeing that it's coming from China, right? Like,
Oh,
like
The
I'm
other
really
one, Wish
surprised.
used to take forever and charge you shipping charges for every little thing you got.
Right.
Now Temu comes around and boom, 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 one shot after
Yeah.
the other.
Right. I mean, as long as you buy $10 worth of stuff, man, it's free shipping. It's like
Yep,
perfect.
that's right. They're
Okay.
based in
you guys,
Massachusetts.
you guys gotta stop doing that. My
Doing
finger
what?
is-
See, we're not doing none of that.
my
We're doing
finger-
this. Dee, dee, dee,
Yeah.
dee, dee, dee.
Yeah.
Not this.
Yeah.
But like
Yes.
I'm astonished though at like I'll see this stuff on Temu and then I'll go on Amazon and not only is it like the same item and they're even using like the same picture to advertise it on
Yep.
Amazon. But so like on Amazon it'll be like $38 and on Temu it'll be like 12.
Yeah, but you don't know what you're getting on that. That's what.
Right.
That's what. Yeah.
It's been good
Somebody-
stuff so far. What I've been getting. So,
Yeah. Some people say you get what you pay for.
oh yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, like, absolutely. Some stuff is just not going to be. This is what I see about it, right? Yes, it's poor quality, but if I only paid 68 cents for it, I'm good. I'm
68.
good for that.
Yep.
You're gonna force me.
Got that right.
You're gonna force me to do all that stuff. I only got rid of it once. I might have to put it back on. But yeah. I mean, come on, man. It's just one of those things. Yeah. It's just and then I go on Facebook. They got now. That's what I hate about Facebook. If I saw something, I saw it on Facebook once. I said, okay, go ahead and do it. I did it, and then it takes so long to get there. I took it off, and then I'm back on Facebook. It comes back on again. I said, I mean, really? Are you just pestering me? So it's off now, but I might do it again. So what is? We always talk about this. What is your collection as far as movies? What is your movie collection numbers on your Plex? Because I'm
Going.
All right, hold on a second here. I'll tell you in a minute.
See, he's gonna be way over than you. So
Oh, yeah.
you got baby storage compared to him.
Oh yeah, I got baby storage compared to what he got.
You got more than me. So
I mean, he's just calculating. As of right now, I have on my Kodi, I have 514 movies.
I have 5,400
Oh my God!
movies.
5,000 movies?
5,460.
You got the wow. Okay. Yeah. So basically you have Amazon Prime and basically those videos, those movies you downloaded. Now so you on your Plex when when you buy a movie, do you get to keep it?
Yeah, so I'm buying it on digital download or whatever, and then I just download and stick it on the Plex server.
No, is it safe? I never downloaded a movie like. Well, I used to download back in the day. I used to download movies. Don't do it anymore because it's highly illegal. Um,
And
I
then
know
I always sort my movies from date added. So like, so it's like the latest movies I've added to that, so but then on TV shows, I don't have a lot of TV shows though. Well, I guess I have more than I can buy, but one of the things I like about TV shows is if I'm like if it's a standard, like if it's a regular network TV show,
Yeah.
I download it. I download it the day after the episode airs, so that it doesn't have commercials, so I can watch it without commercials. So there's a piece of software called I forget something buddy. I forget what it is, something buddy. But anyway, it's free. It's like open source free software, and a lot of people who will rip like TV shows and stuff. They either have a capture card, like a tuner card in their PC, and they're just recording it, or they're grabbing it off of like if it's an ABC show, they're grabbing it off of like ABC streaming service or whatever. So
yeah.
you can run the MPEG, the MP4 through that software, and it will the AI in it will literally find where the commercials are and chop them out and pull the file together so that all the commercials are gone and just all of the show runs together. And I've used it, like I don't really do it too much anymore, but I've used it for off and on, and I've never had a problem where it chopped out show and not commercials, or chopped out some of the show along with the commercials. I mean, it's actually pretty spot on accurate for it. Finds it, because I guess the networks actually tag it where the commercials are. They tag the file, because like nothing airs the way it used to anymore. Like everything basically, even on cable, like everything streams now, right? So, but they tag the file or whatever, or the broadcast, so that you know where the commercials are, and this software knows how to read that tag and chop it out. So
yeah, so it's one of those things with that which is basically Kuzvet said, no, I have not used. Oh, sorry about that. I have this. Kuzvet did a private Santa Claus thing, and bought me a HMI video capture.
that's awesome.
I'm gonna try to hook it up to my Xbox, so I'm gonna be doing professional gaming standard. So I gotta figure this out. I was trying to do it on YouTube, figure out how to hook this up. So that's one of the things I gotta do this weekend. And like I said, I got plenty of ripping to do this weekend. And because this weekend in Texas, it's gonna be raining, so there's nothing to do but just to rip DVDs and CDs and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be raining here tomorrow too. So
yeah, so it's just gonna be a mess out there. I'm not going nowhere. I had to go to.
And it was 84 degrees here today, and tomorrow it's supposed to be like 62.
Nice. So nice temperature right there.
Yeah.
I like the 84.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. Yeah. In Texas, it gets hot. I mean, they're talking about.
Oh, no doubt.
It takes the summers over 100. So I don't know.
In the dead of summer here, I mean, it gets in the mid to upper 90s, and it feels like it's with heat indexes within the triple digits and stuff. I mean, like that's like pretty common. But at the same time, like Mike was saying earlier, like we tend to not have too much spring around here. We tend to just be like cold, and then one day it just goes from like 58 degrees to 89. Like we just don't really have spring. At least we haven't like the last 10 years or so. It just, like I said, stays cold and then it just gets hot. And then by like early mid-September, it gets cold again.
It's nice.
Yeah, so living in Texas, it's got to get used to it before it drives you insane. And
that's what I'm hoping to get used to it down here. Now that we're in warmer climates. Last year was fine. It was nice. It wasn't too bad. But then again, I spent a lot of time inside the house, so I don't know in the heat.
So, like, here's my problem, right? Like, my wife likes it cold all the time. And I don't, right? So it's like I always tell her, I say it's freezing 365 days here because in the summer, in the wintertime, she and I we have one of these Nest thermostats. It's actually like right up here on the wall, right? And we have the apps on our phone, right? So I'm sitting I usually sit on the sofa right here, and she sits in this chair over here, right? So we literally are sitting there, and then I'll be like, oh, I have to silence. Like I put my phone on silent so she doesn't hear the taps and the clicks. And I go into the app and I inch the heat up in the winter, and then she goes in and inches it back down. And we just do that back and forth. And then the same thing in the summer, right? The summertime, I'll set the air conditioner up. She sets the air conditioner down, right? So it's like for her, she wants it freezing all winter, freezing all summer. So
no.
Literally, like I'll be like, she's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going out in the front porch to get warm." And it's like in the middle of July, right? Like it's the middle of July. I'm like, I'm going out in the front porch to get warm, right? So I go out
like an alligator.
Seriously, like I sit out on the front porch and I watch like TikToks and stuff like that or whatever, trying to get warm, because she's got it.
Just show the electric bill, and then she might change her mind.
It's crazy. So so when I'm on a cruise, down in the Caribbean and it's like, 95 degrees or whatever, I'm like,
yes, absolutely.
Like I don't even have the air on in the cabin. I always tell the cabin steward, listen, I won't always remember to turn the air down before I leave, right? To go out, to do whatever. So if you walk in there and it's like a sauna, just turn the air down. Just turn the air down. Or you know what? If you see me leave, go in and see if the air is turned down. And if it's not, turn it down and then go do somebody else's cabin and then come back. Because I don't want you in there sweating, while you're trying to clean my cabin for me. But I'm like a weird creature and I like it really warm.
So I'm the same way, man. And a lot of people say, "Hey, Z, you need to go to Alaska." I said, "No, I'm not going on an Alaska cruise. I'm not going to spend my money to freeze my butt for 7 days. That's not in my brain. I'm not going to spend like $3,000.
You wear a nice thick pants and a jacket. You'll be all right.
No, I feel comfortable in shorts and t-shirt. I've always been a shorts and t-shirt kind of guy.
I'll probably be in shorts and t-shirt too.
Yeah, because
you can't make this out because it's all blurry and stuff. But you can see. You can see my system is off, right? But the temperature that it's displaying there is 82. So it's 82 degrees in my house right now, and I'm super comfortable. Right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't change a thing, right? And
you're in the wrong state.
It's off, and it's 82 degrees.
Pennsylvania.
So
yeah. You're strange.
Now, if my wife was here, she would be dying. She would be she would be yelling and screaming at me, "Sky, you gotta turn the air conditioner on."
It's hot in here.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll be doing the same thing. Put the air on or something.
That's why I'm single. I could do what I want, put a temperature I like, and then don't worry about it. And then I get the bill. I said, okay, I'm gonna have to adjust this for a second. Yes, the bill and being single. Yes, I know. It's my baby. What's the I'm sorry.
Every time you say single, I'm gonna put it up.
Yeah.
So I know we haven't been talking about cruise stuff tonight. I'm sorry, Eddie, for getting off topic.
No, that's okay.
But-
He needs
The
to.
zombie here needs to hear
And-
you. So
I don't know if I don't know if
he
I can
needs to
throw
learn.
this. Can I throw this video up? Can I throw a video up?
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Try
do
too
it.
hard, but just throw it. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about cruise.
Uh,
What do you think about the Starlink system
Here.
on Royal
Look at this.
Caribbean?
Here,
Is
check
it
this
working?
video out. I don't know if it's gonna come through or not.
I see it over here.
Wait.
Oh, hold on. Let me add it to the stream. Here we go.
Oh man.
The family experience, more than ever before, is front and center for Icon of the Seas. There's going to be something for everybody, with more experiences that are designed for the entire group to sit and enjoy together.
The inspiration for Surfside Neighborhood is this idea of not wanting to compromise while on vacation. So we wanted to create a neighborhood that really encompassed all of these kids' activities, but the parents didn't have to compromise their vacation experience.
The brand has evolved and we've become more and more focused on multi-generational families. And if you see and understand what Icon truly is, we deliver that and we tick every single box as it relates to the ultimate family vacations.
We've reimagined the family dining experience and we've placed those experiences within Surfside. So you have Surfside Bites. That's a quick grab and go, best food at sea for kids and for adults alike. Then we've got Surfside Eatery. All the family favorites from your Windjammer offering, but down to Surfside, so you never have to leave the neighborhood. We have a new specialty restaurant, Pier 7. Again, kind of casual, boardwalk eatery.
You also have our Lemon Post Bar, where you're gonna be able to enjoy everything from tropical cocktails to lemonades, mocktails,
Wait till you see these milkshakes,
tropical
man.
drinks. So our families have everything that they might need in very close proximity.
Like one
to
milkshake has
have a
3
perfect day
donuts
on Icon.
piled up on top of it.
Within Thrill Island, there'll be some things that you're familiar with. The Flow Rider, although it's going to be spun around the other way, so your selfies will be better, and your friends will see you against the actual ocean, which is fantastic.
It has our mini golf, Lost Dunes. We've really spent time and energy theming Thrill Island to feel like you're in a lost jungle somewhere.
Adrenaline Peak is an experience that we're very excited to bring onto Icon. Some of our guests today will know it as the rock climbing ball.
Also in our base camp, you'll be able to have a great burger, great meal, very close to the water park and the other activities on Thrill Island.
Deserted, because you're deserted on an island, is our milkshake bar, offering both milkshakes for kids as well as milkshakes for adults.
Adventure Ocean, which is our play area. We have some great structures. We have slides, we have rope climbing, we have different games. Each game and area is segmented to a different age group, so it involves all different age groups. Again, parents can come in and be involved with their kids as well.
This is an exclusive place. It's a hidden place for our teenagers. There's a secret entrance where they have to go and find it, search it out. There's video games, there's a movie screen. They can play interactive tables.
Video games?
I particularly like laser tag because it's very much a
laser tag.
family type
They got
entertainment.
laser tag?
Mom, dad, the kids
Oh.
team up and you embark on the experience. You do become that experience and it's just a lot of fun.
If you're designing the best family vacation in the world, you want rooms that define that. And kids are looking for their own space, parents are looking for their own space, and also the ability to connect within the room.
Nice.
Icon of the Seas. And yes, I'm going on 2024 on the Icon of the Seas. Well, it is going that little bitty cruise. Little bitty cruise, the boost cruise, or whatever you want to call it, little ship. I am going on the Icon of the Seas, probably the fall or the winter of 2024. That is on my bucket list.
I mean, that ship is just so over the top. Like, I just can't even get my mind around it, right? So there's all this. So for travel agents in this special travel agent portal that Royal Caribbean has for Royal Caribbean and Celebrity for travel agents, it's called Cruising Power, right? So it's how we go in and book, and it basically gives us access to the same system as Royal Caribbean employees use like internally, only we're not internal, so we have to get it through the web, right? So, but it's called Cruising Power. Anyway, so we go in there and then there's like a section that has all of this like marketing material and all this other kind of stuff, videos like that, all kinds of stuff, right? So it's I mean, I just cannot get my mind around this ship, right? So like as if Oasis wasn't incredible in itself. I mean, this just makes like Oasis look like I mean, look like Carnival Elation, right? Like, I mean, it's just crazy, right? I can't believe this ship. But the flip side of that is that I personally think ships are getting a bit crowded. Like, even with as big as they are and as much as there is to do and as much space as there is to spread out, I just think ships are getting a bit crowded. And now this ship is going to hold nearly 8,000 passengers.
Oh, man.
Right?
Can you imagine 8,000?
Like, am I ready? I don't know if I'm ready to be on a ship with 8,000.
Not on the first one. No, like Clock is going on the first one.
Yeah, he's going on the first one. Yeah, 8,000 people. Oh, you know how much material I could get on that 8,000 people on the Icon? And I'm thinking as a content creator, I got that logic now. I'm just thinking about how much material you get on that Icon class ship. Now I know. Oh yeah, by the way, they're gonna start doing sea trials in June. I mean, they said it's latest news says it's like 80% complete. Now the 20% will be all the bar stores and the tables and stuff like that. But they get ready to go on their sea trials, and the Jubilee's still in dry dock. I don't know.
So I saw this interesting article today about Carnival Pride. So I don't know if you know this about Carnival Pride or not. Well, because so Pride is a Spirit class ship, right?
Yeah.
So, and arguably, well, I don't know, arguably, but pretty commonly referred, it is like a lot of people's favorite class Carnival ship, right? Now it's obviously much older, much smaller, but there's just something about the Spirit class that's just so ornate and just kind of unique to all of the other other classes. But anyway, so on Spirit class, inside the funnel is the steakhouse. It's the only one like this. So the front face of the funnel is got red tinted glass, and inside the funnel is the steakhouse. So they don't have the Fahrenheit 555 steakhouse. What they have is David's Steakhouse, and it's the theme of that steakhouse is of it's like the Greek stuff, and so the statue David or whatever, the famous statue David or whatever that's naked, right? So they have it in there. Well, the Pride is in dry dock right now, and they are removing the statue of David because of the large number of complaints people
Oh my God, really?
because they say they do not want to see male genitalia while they're eating. And I'm like, okay, but it's a statue, right? Like it's not like it's a big screen, showing stuff or whatever, right? But anyway, but I mean it's a statue. There's supposed to be some level of like, I mean, it's like a statue. It shouldn't be sexualized, right? Like, but it is. Some people are, right? But anyway, so now they're going to remove that. Now, I'm not really sure how they're going to retheme the restaurant, but they're definitely removing the statue. And I think that it's sad because if they're doing it on Pride, they're going to do it on Spirit and Legend also. And I just think it's kind of sad because it's kind of like the end of an era on it.
Well, yeah, we won't get into the stuff, what the society says. But yeah, So, since you've been on Royal Caribbean ships, Mr. Grill, the last one you're on, did they have the Starlink system on there, or?
Yeah. So the last one I was on was Anthem, and remember Z when I jumped in on Jeremy's live stream from Antigua. So yeah, so that was 11 days, and it was Starlink. So 'cause what I did was I put the speed test app on my phone before I went on. And then when I was on there and I connected to it, I ran the speed test. And when you run speed test, it tells you what carrier you're like or what your internet provider is. And it came up and said Starlink. So now I thought it was pretty good. Like I thought it was okay. Like I thought it worked pretty well. I never really had too many issues with it. But I really expected it to be a little faster.
Right.
Like I really did, just because they're always hyping Starlink, but it was good. So compared to some of the Carnival ships I was on in the early days of the restart, which the internet was so bad on those, it was basically unusable. Like you just could not use it, no matter what.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get email. Like I would open the email app on my phone and it would just like not work. Like I couldn't even.
Yeah. So have you been on to any XL class ships like the Mardi Gras?
I've been on Mardi Gras twice and Celebration once.
So how was the Mardi Gras internet?
So here's the nice thing about the XL class ships on the Carnival side of things, right? So, and this is a case also on some of the older Royal Caribbean ships. So when they finally rolled out, like Royal Caribbean originally rolled out this faster internet, called it Voom, right? But so what they did was they were able to get onto a different satellite system that was a little bit faster, and it was faster compared. Remember the good old days when you couldn't even bring your own computer on. You had to go to the cyber cafe and sit there. You had to swipe your CPass card through the thing. And anyway, right? Like that was unusable. Like you couldn't use that. Like you couldn't do anything on that, right? But anyway, so it was a little bit faster. But what they did was they retrofitted these ships. They put these access points in like every so often. So if your room happened to be farthest away from that access point, again, the internet was pretty unusable in your room because you were just too far away from the access point. But on the Carnival XL class ships, they installed an access point under the desk in every single cabin.
Wow.
So you have got the strongest Wi-Fi signal you're going to have no matter where your cabin is, because every single cabin has an access point in it. So that coupled with, the latest technology and stuff like that, I think I found the internet to be quite usable on both Mardi Gras and Celebration. But I think that the biggest reason why is because they have those access points in everybody's room.
So yeah, I think I when I get on the Jubilee, I'm gonna do live streaming.
One thing I was astonished at, so the latest Wi-Fi standard is called Wi-Fi 6. And Wi-Fi 6 isn't necessarily faster than Wi-Fi 5, but what Wi-Fi 6 does is Wi-Fi 6 has greater throughput or greater capacity. So when you're in places that are densely populated, so there's like a lot of devices in a small area, Wi-Fi 6 is better in that it can handle the larger capacity of those, of all those devices in a single area, which you're going to find on cruise ships, right? So now I have access points on every floor of my house, and they are Wi-Fi 6 access points. I literally just upgraded my access points in my house to Wi-Fi 6 access points. So to my absolute astonishment, on my phone, when I'm connected, when I have the Wi-Fi signal or symbol up on the top of my phone screen, if I'm on a Wi-Fi 6 access point, right in the little corner of the Wi-Fi symbol, it has a number 6. So, to my astonishment, when I was on Margaritaville at Sea, okay, which is like the old Costa Classica, right? I mean, this is like the oldest ship on the planet that's still sailing, right? And it had Wi-Fi 6 on it. And because, they completely remodeled the ship and stuff when they turned it into Margaritaville, right? So they had to have upgraded the Wi-Fi network on it. Now, there wasn't an access point in everybody's room, but the whole ship had Wi-Fi 6 on it, and it was smoking fast. I mean, like smoking fast. And since it's only a 2-day cruise, I think I paid $50 for the internet, for 2 days.
Wow.
Which was worth it for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was ridiculously fast. I was connected to the cellular network in the Bahamas while we were there, because it just goes to Freeport and back from West Palm Beach. And I was connected to the cellular network in Freeport, and the Wi-Fi on the ship was faster.
Wow. It's, the Bahamas.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was blown away at how good the internet was on that ship. So,
especially when, so I cannot wait to get on Jubilee, but I will definitely get ready for the Icon. Jubilee, my focus is to be in the casino as much as I can, and try to make some money. And if I win some money out of that, I'll put a deposit down for the Icon, pay it off. If I win big, there you go. That Icon will be mine.
So I'm sorry, Cruise Vet, I wasn't paying attention to the chat or whatever. I just now saw this message from you. So I use my phone in Cozumel as well. So my carrier is AT&T. So my phone works in Mexico and Canada like it works in the US. So I just get to use it unlimited. But my AT&T plan also has I just changed. Like, they just added this a couple of months ago. My phone works like it works in the US in 29 Latin American countries. So when I go to like Honduras, so when I go to like Amber Cove, any of those places any of Latin America, my phone works the same as it does here. Like, I don't have to pay any roaming. I get unlimited everything. So
oh wow.
So I use the cellular as much as I can. However, you will find that the data network in some of those Latin American countries is not. It's worse than the internet on the ship. So, so I don't use it too often, but I'm definitely always on it when I'm in those countries, just because why not? It's free, right? So, and then I have what they call the International Day Pass. AT&T has International Day Pass. So you can use your phone the same. You can use all your same unlimited data and everything else in any of the other countries. So like Bahamas or Jamaica or, St. Lucia or any of those places for only $10 a day, unlimited.
Oh, okay.
So, and then AT&T won't charge you more than $100 a month. So they won't charge you more than $10 charges, like, so 10 days. So like, let's say you were out of the country for a whole month. They would only charge you $100. So basically the equivalent of 10 days. And then the remaining 20 days would be free.
Wow.
So it's really a pretty good deal for somebody like me who's traveling all the time,
Yep.
So
Definitely.
and I only pay $35 a month.
Oh, that's unlimited?
Seriously, for all of that. I only pay $35 a month for unlimited. Everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think Well, the last time I was on a cruise on a Navigator, I had AT&T, and when I got back on my cruise on that one, I got a very interesting bill.
So the Navigator is a very special ship for me. So Navigator is a very special ship for me because
oh man,
I met so my wife, we've been married for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I was married once before. So when I met my wife, I only knew her for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
She only knew me for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when in that 2 weeks that we knew each other, you know, we had learned that we both loved cruising. And she had been on like Holland America and Princess, and she had been she had been on this Nile cruise
oh wow,
and stuff in Egypt and everything else. So we had learned, you know, that we both loved cruising and stuff. And I said, well, I just happened to have this cruise booked on the Navigator of the Seas in like 2 weeks. I'm going in like 2 weeks, and it was going to like the Bahamas and Cozumel or something like that, right? So, and she was like, "Oh, well, you know, have a great time on it and everything else, right?" So, she told one of her friends about it, and her friend said, "You should go with him." And she's like, "I can't go with him. I just met him. Like, I've only known this guy for 2 weeks. I can't go on a cruise. Like, he could be like some, you know, axe murderer, kill me, throw me overboard or something like that, right?" So, and her friend kept telling her, go, go. So then one day, you know, so like a couple days later or whatever, we were having dinner after work, and we met for dinner, and she said, "So tell me about this cruise you're going on." So I was telling her all about it. I was like, boy, she's really curious about this cruise, right? So anyway, so she ends up actually going on this cruise with me. She actually says to me, she's like, "Do you mind if I like go on that cruise with you?" I was like, "No, I paid double anyway." Right?
Yeah.
So come on. I paid double anyway. Right? So come on. I'll just add you to the reservation. Right? So anyway, so she ends up going on this cruise with me, and it was on Navigator.
Oh man.
So like Navigator holds this special place,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with me now, because it was, you know, like it was the first cruise that my wife and I ever took together. So
I love Navigator because, you know, the adult section, they had 2 hot tubs plus a swimming pool.
Right.
And dude, I most of the time in a hot tub, it was nice and quiet, no kids around. It was just nice. I had unlimited drinking back then, and I was just chilling out, just having a good time. And I remember one night, it was probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, Royal Caribbean does something that Carnival will not. Royal Caribbean has their hot tubs on all the time.
Yeah.
Which is fabulous. So my friend, my best friend, he had company. He said, "Hey, you know what? You need to be out. You need to do something for a couple hours." I said, "Cool." So I went out 3 o'clock in the morning. And the only one casino that was open at 3:30 was the casino. So I went there, got a couple of drinky, and then I went to the hot tub. 3 o'clock in the morning, nobody's around. They're playing techno music. I said, "Oh man, this is the life." And I looked up, and you could see the stars. Oh my Lord! Oh my God! I was just in heaven. I think I stayed in that hot tub for about an hour, just chilling out, just relaxing. It's real peaceful. I love the Navigator Seas. One of the greatest experiences I had on the cruise was on the Navigator Seas.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, it was 7 it was 7 days of bliss. Let's put it that way. And the Chop Steakhouse, oh
yeah,
baby, it was 555 out of the water.
So I've been on Mariner twice, so that's the same class. So Navigator is a Voyager class ship. So I've been on Navigator 3 times. I've been on Mariner twice, and I've been on Adventure of the Seas once. So those are all Voyager class ships. So I was just on Adventure this past
You get credit for having it on.
oh, when the heck was it? I went to Bermuda, so it was like maybe August or so. It sailed out of Bayonne. So, and I pulled a travel agent trick on that. So I was able, so Voyager class ships, you may not know this. So Voyager class ships used to have an indoor movie theater in the forward section of the ship, across from the conference rooms. And it wasn't very big, right? It wasn't a really big indoor movie theater, but they used to have this movie, they called it the screening room, right? So they used to have that in there. And what they did on the Voyager class ships was they retrofitted them with these single cabins. So like studio cabins. I think there's only 4 or 5, right? So there's only a couple of them. So, so those are the only rooms that don't have a single supplement. So if you manage to book one of those, you get it for, you know, like a single price. So so what I was able to do was I was able to book the cruise in the studio cabin without the single supplement. And then I was able to submit a Royal Up offer for an interior promenade room. For $40. So it was basically 25. So for the Royal Up, you have to pay for double occupancy, right? So you have to pay for both people. So I was able to book this interior cabin without the single supplement for like literally like $500. And then I was able to do the Royal Up offer for $50, $25 for 2 people, or for each people each. So it's $50 for that. And they accepted it. And I actually got upgraded into a promenade room, which was, you know, twice the size of the studio room. But I was able to escape the single supplement in the entire cruise. It's like for the, so I ended up getting that cruise to Bermuda for about $550.
Oh man, you got very lucky.
Because I I checked the price, you know, for like 2 people in that room would have been like almost $2,000.
Yeah, you got very, very lucky.
Yeah, so I definitely got it for like, but that was kind of like a sneaky backdoor thing, you know, and I don't know if it like would be available all the time or if it would be possible all the time, but that's how I did it. I booked, but you can obviously only do that for a single person because you can't book 2 people into the studio rooms. You can only book a single person. So, but yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about doing for the Icon.
Travel agent trick.
Yeah, you know, that'd be perfect for me if I go into Icon to do that. You know.
Yeah, so I don't know if Icon's going to have those single rooms or not.
I think it will. I think they are.
Quantum. So on Quantum class, right? So Anthem that sails out of New Jersey all the time. So that's a Quantum class ship. They actually have studio balcony rooms, which they have sandwiched in between standard balcony rooms. And they look just like a normal balcony room, but they're about half the size and they have a tiny little balcony, right? So, and those do not have a single supplement, but wouldn't you know it, Royal Caribbean always seems to price those higher than, like, you will pay more for a single balcony on Anthem than you will for 2 people in a standard balcony.
Yeah.
So that's how so they're just pricing it to kind of include the single supplement, even though they're not actually attaching a single supplement to those single cabins. So, again, it is what it is, but
yeah, it is. You know, it should be a felony. I mean, why should I have to pay? Why should I have to pay double?
A brand new client just called me today out of nowhere and said, my husband and I want to take our kids on a cruise to the Bahamas. We don't want to fly this summer. We don't want to fly. So we want to go from either Baltimore or New Jersey, and we don't care which line, whichever lines go out of there, right? So first of all, there are no Bahamas cruises from Baltimore. So that's out for Royal Caribbean. So there's only Legend that as Carnival Legend that goes out of Baltimore to the Bahamas, and Oasis that goes out of Bayonne, right?
Mm-hmm.
And an interior cabin, and passenger 3 and 4 are always much cheaper than 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to take their 2 teenage kids, which I'm not sure they'll actually fit on the sofa bed. Smaller kids will, but I don't know if teenage kids will. But they just only want 1 cabin, 4 people in a cabin, 7 nights to the Bahamas, $8,000.
No. Are you kidding me?
In an interior cabin. An interior cabin on Oasis from Bayonne, 7 nights. So it's $7,600 plus gratuities of like $448. So base $8,000.
That's just to get on that cabin. You're not counting the excursions. You're not counting the special dining. You're not counting
just an interior room. $8,000. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So I sent the quote to him, right? And then I sent him quotes on Legend. So there's actually a 9-day, I think it's a 9-day on Legend that's going to Half Moon, Grand Turk, and Nassau, I think maybe, or something like that, from Baltimore. So in that, a balcony room on that for 4 people with gratuities is $5,200, which I think is still crazy.
Right.
Right?
Much better though.
Well, that's much better, but that's just $5,000.
Yeah, so out of all the emails, so I send all the quotes individually in emails, right? So out of all the emails, it was that one that she responded back to and said, "We'll let you know." So I'm thinking, okay, so that's probably the only one they're even considering.
So, but they don't want to go out of New Jersey?
No, I mean they do, but it's $8,000.
Yeah, but their kids get to sell for free, right?
No, the kids are $700.
That's what I heard.
No, not. I mean, sometimes they do have kids will sail free or this or that or whatever, but it's not really free.
Oh, well.
It's not really free.
Yeah.
They're trying to, it's false advertising when they say that. You got to remember that when they say the kids sell for free, it's false advertising.
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, like even
It
like
should be false advertising.
like think about this, Z. Like even if you book a group, right? So like I don't know if you know this or not, right? But when you create a group booking, right, you get a free berth for every 8 cabins, right? But even that's not exactly free because you have to pay the taxes and fees and the gratuities.
Yeah.
Right. So even that's not even completely free. I mean, it's cheap. It's way cheaper, in most cases, So like Maravilla came to Brooklyn in April.
Yep.
And for the first couple of sailings in April, which was again just down to Port Canaveral, Nassau, and Ocean Key and back up to Brooklyn. For the first couple of sailings, there was a travel agent rate on there that just said TAGFT, which was basically just pay the government fees and taxes, and that's it, right? So you could get a balcony cabin in the Fantastica experience on that for $232 for 7 nights and a balcony on Maravilla. And it was like that. Like the first couple of sailings were like that. Right now, pretty much the whole summer on Maravilla is booked, and the few sailings on Maravilla that are available, an interior cabin for 2 people is $4,500 plus taxes and fees and gratuities. So it just seems to be the theme this year. Whatever you were paying last year or the year before to cruise, quadruple it. Really? So
Yeah, that would do something. Well, hey guys, I gotta go because we're getting ready to get some major storms in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'll hog you guys later.
okay.
Thanks for the conversation, Eddie. Mustard Drill. I'll be hollering at you later I'll show you when I get my nods and all that stuff taken care of.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Hold on, before you go, hold on.
Oh, you would do that, you crazy old man. You're a crazy old man. Stop drinking those quickies. Doing those quickies all the time. That's why you do that all the time. Is that number 5?
Today, yes.
That's number 5. All right. Let me get out of here before I get in trouble.
Yeah, get out of here.
Later.
Jay-Z.
Let me move this out of here before he comes back and says, What? What's going on with it? With the power blocked out experience. Oh, okay. I thought they were talking about the weather or something. Oh my Lord.
So do you think you'll ever go on Icon?
I haven't been on Royal Caribbean yet.
Okay.
In about 4 or 5 years from now,
Yeah.
once
I
a
think
newer
there's gonna
ship comes out.
Yeah, I think there's going to be like 3 or 4 Icon
yeah.
ships. So yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. So of course now there's going to be 6. I think. Well, so Wonder is 6 Oasis class ships. So Wonder is the 5th one. The last one's going to be called Utopia of the Seas. Not sure when that one's due to come out or whatever, but I'm really looking forward.
It is getting built already, so
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on Wonder in October. So seems like it's an awful long way. So like I said, my next, unless I throw something else, unless I jump on something else, my next cruise isn't till September, and that's on Carnival Venezia. So which I'm really looking forward to. So like I went on that Canada itinerary last year. I really liked it a lot. It was a little cool for me, but it wasn't terrible, but it was tolerable. So if I have at least the same weather I had last time, which obviously there's no guarantee, but if I have at least the same weather, I think it'll be good. But I think it'll be nice to be on that ship with that Italian experience and everything else. Now I was talking with Bill Warmstrong because he's on what's he on? Is it Luminosa or whatever?
Yeah, Luminosa. Yeah, he's home now.
Yeah, so he was when he was on that though. I jumped on his live and I was chatting with him. And I guess that is a Spirit class ship. So he was like, he said he wasn't too impressed with it, like, with like the whole kind of like Italian style theming and stuff. He said he wasn't impressed, but he said it was like an older, smaller ship. So, and I had told him that Venezia is a Vista class ship. So I don't know if that'll make a difference or not, but I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, so, definitely.
So like you see, I've been seeing all the pictures of it and stuff. So if you've been on a Vista class ship, you can kind of spot. But I mean, if you have been, you can kind of spot. Oh, okay. Well, this is where that's at. Like on Horizon. Like I've only been on Horizon, right? I haven't been on Vista and Panorama's out on the West Coast. But so I've only been on Horizon, which is a Vista class ship. So like when you're looking at the pictures of Venezia, you can tell like, okay, that's where this is on Horizon and that's where, that is and stuff like that. But obviously the theming is way different, right? Like I think there's just something elegant about this Italian theming, this Italian decor and stuff like that. It's just, it's going to kind of be a step up. Yeah. But looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I know Cruz Bay here in the chat. He likes the Vista, and I was looking into doing the group cruise on the Vista, but I wanted to go out of Tampa. So that's why when Bruce find out that it does come out of other places, but the one in Tampa was the Paradise.
Right.
Then he explained to me the whole thing about the ship, and I said, let's go with that one. So that's why we end up going out of there, because I wanted to go out of Tampa anyway.
Mhm,
So that's
mhm.
why we decided
You
to.
know, so Tampa's got a problem with this bridge, right?
Yes.
So you can only get smaller ships in there. So you're never going to get a big ship in Tampa unless they do something different.
Yeah.
The same thing in Baltimore, right? So you're never going to get anything bigger than a Spirit class. I guess they could possibly get Sunshine or Sunrise in Baltimore. I don't know that for certain, but you're never going to get anything bigger than Spirit in Baltimore just because there's two bridges that are just too big for them, right?
Well,
So,
even the Verrazano in New York.
yeah, I mean, when you go out of there, I mean, you get pretty close, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
when you go underneath there, it is pretty close, but you can obviously get bigger ships in New York, right? Because, but you could never get ships like that in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I always say too, they should, if the cruise lines wanted to capitalize on bigger ships out of that area, they should maybe invest in a new cruise terminal like in Annapolis or something, right? Which would be down past the bridges.
Yeah.
So, but the Chesapeake's not very deep either, so I'm not even sure, but I mean, they bring those big cargo ships and stuff up in there too. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I would like to see bigger ships come into some of that stuff or whatever, like Norfolk, they get Magic in there, right? But I don't know if they'll ever put anything bigger than Magic in Norfolk. Plus, the terminal in Norfolk is smaller than my living room, right? So literally, so it's tiny. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. So, it doesn't have capacity for a massive ship anyway. But
you have to bring everybody right straight to the ship.
Yeah, I mean, literally,
going to the ship.
Took me over 7 hours to get on.
Ow!
Took me over 7 hours to get on the ship. It's the most insane experience I ever had in my life ever, and it wasn't much better getting on Magic a few months later in New York, but it was better, but it wasn't much better. So what's he saying here?
Oh, hold on.
114.
Let me put it back.
114 till he's on Navigator. Nice.
Then the Boost Cruise after this October. Then he's gonna be also on the Boost with us. 169 days to that one, and then she has 259 days to her girls trip. Nice. Then cruise bet 114 to Navigator. Then the Boost Cruise, and then she has 532 days till Halloween 2024 on Spirit out of Mobile. She's living out of. So we have 169 days till the Boost Cruise ourselves too. We're going to be in the same ship out of New Orleans on the Carnival Glory. I haven't been on a Carnival ship in 30 years. So this is going to be my first back again in Carnival. It's going to be my wife's first Carnival. So we're hoping to have a good experience. From the days I remember from the old days, there was a lot of drinking back then. I don't drink anymore. So I'm hoping that we'll have, since we're meeting so many creators, that things will be a smooth sailing, and we will be enjoying what's going on. We're not too much into the party atmosphere anyway, but we want to be part of the 80s night, and we're planning to bring costumes for the Halloween night since it's going to be on a sea day. So it should be interesting. So it should be a good time. I'm hoping to blog as much as I can.
Yeah. And so my very first Carnival ship ever was Valor, which is the same class as Glory, and then my second ship ever on Carnival was Glory. So they're the same ships. So they're nice ships. I mean, they're not terribly small. They're not massive or anything like that. They're nice ships. So they have a really nice Serenity deck. So
yeah. So and I'm already know that I'm gonna be doing the sea brunch on Monday morning. I already told Bruce, me and Alice, we're gonna be his date for that. So we better show us around. I've never been doing anything like that. So
yeah, so that's one of the things I like most about Carnival is the Sea Day brunch. Because I am a huge fan of Eggs Benedict. But I don't always like to get up super early in the morning to go and get it. But with Sea Day brunch, you can get it, so I can go later and still get Eggs Benedict. So I definitely love that.
Nice. And Alice says she never had it. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's basically half of an English muffin with a poached egg and hollandaise sauce. So, Canadian bacon. I mean, what's not to love?
Gonna get me hungry now.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. So, but like I said, that's one of the things I love most about the C Day brunch because, like I said, I don't have to get up early to get it. I can get it at 1:00 in the afternoon if I want.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I recommend the Voyage Burger for C-Day brunch. I think I heard Cheryl talk about that one. And she said that is way better than the one in Guy Fieri's.
Yeah, so here's my experience, and this has just been my experience. I'm sure other people would disagree with this, but since the restart, I have not found the quality of Guy's Burgers to be what it was before the shutdown. Now, I don't know if it has anything to do with the I don't know what it has to do. I don't know why, but I have tried it every single time that I've been on the ships, and it just seems like the burger is either like too overdone and I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's been slapped together. It just didn't seem like when it first came out, but maybe that's the case with a lot of things. Like when they first come out, I think they're paying attention a little bit more to quality and things like that or whatever. And I think things just get relaxed after a while. But so it's definitely a good burger, still a good burger. I mean, I would definitely get it or whatever, but for me, when I'm on a Carnival ship, I practically live on the chicken tacos from Blue Iguana.
Oh, okay. That's another place I want to try.
Yes, I cannot get enough of the chicken tacos. So they make a great burrito as well. And then for breakfast, they make huevos rancheros, if you've ever had that. So, so that's a good breakfast item from there as well. But yeah, the chicken tacos, love them, love them, love them.
Good. And so we'll definitely be doing some of that crazy stuff. I feel the same way about Guy's Pig and Anchor, at least from my experience.
Yeah, me too. Like the Pig and Anchor, like when it first opened on the ships that have it, right? Like good, right? And then just the quality of it just kind of went downhill a little bit about it. I mean, for me, at least for me. Now, when you go to Pig and Anchor on XL class, they have an expanded menu. So like they have a steak you can get and different stuff. And it's the whole cruise. So on the other, like on Vista class and stuff that has and Dream class that has the Pig and Anchor barbecue, they're only serving that on sea days.
Oh, okay.
But on XL class, you can get it every day, like the whole cruise. So, and then like I said, I have an expanded menu with like a steak and I think a grilled chicken breast and like some desserts and stuff like that or whatever. So, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, because we're kind of spoiled with Norwegian. So this is, hopefully will be a good experience. And I'm glad that I'm going to have so many cruises there with me that been on Caribbean. Carnival so much. They'll be able to help me out. Also, a good thing about this cruise also is that Jeremy's going to be there. So I am bringing the laptop with me. I'm bringing the box that I showed you, the hard drive. And I'm going to put him to work. So hopefully in the first day before we do the Cellaway. Because I know he wants to film the
let me clarify that with you. So when you plug that hard drive into your laptop, it doesn't work, or in your phone, it doesn't work?
What did we do?
I think we tried close.
I think we tried both and nothing popped up.
Interesting. Because the laptop should have enough power to run it, but I don't think the phone's going to have enough power to run it.
Yeah. Because I know Jeremy told me that once I plug it to the laptop, I should do a new file for it, and then it should work. So
yeah, so I know. So when I plug something like that into a Windows machine for the first time, I usually get a pop-up that asks me, what do I want to happen when I plug this type of device in?
Yeah.
And I always tell it I want it to open the File Explorer. and then it'll just do that every time. So like if I plug my phone in, it'll just come up in the file explorer like a drive, and I can just double click on it and browse the files on it, pull them on and off and stuff like that or whatever. So, I mean, that's basically what you should be seeing.
Yeah.
When you plug it in.
So I put it in a USB port. It did come up with that option, but now it popped up on the screen, the D drive. The directory name is invalid. So I don't know.
So you don't have anything on it, right?
Right.
No, it's completely empty. It's brand new.
So I wonder if you could right click on you said it's D?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could right click on it and try to format it.
Okay.
So if you right click on it, you should see a menu option that says format drive or format.
All right, let's see. Format. D is not accessible. The parameter is incorrect.
Interesting. So where'd that drive come from?
I don't know. Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Yeah, it's almost like it's not, like almost maybe it's not getting, like it's not getting. Does it feel like it's spinning? Like when you hold, when you like do, yeah. So I think that's what it is. It's not spinning. It's not getting any. It's not getting enough power to spin up.
Actually, here it is vibrating.
Yeah. So like what I always do is when I hold one of those in my hand, I usually go like this with it, and you can usually get some kind of counter force with it. You can feel like there's some type of counter force in it when it's spinning like that. But interesting.
Yeah, we just have to go to Best Buy
and hook it up there and
see what they say.
Yeah, see what they say about it, because it almost seems like maybe possibly the drive is bad.
Could be.
And it could be bad right out of the box, honestly. Like hard drives do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see. We'll see what happens with it.
Anyway.
Yep. Well, don't forget, for the few cells that we still have here, there's the Boost Cruise 2.0, that secret Boost Cruise, coming out in in October 2024 with, of course, this guy here, Eddie Lugo Studios, on the Carnival Paradise. Leaving out of Tampa, we're going to Key West, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman. So, cabin's still available. Get in touch with Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com for your reservations. So, very good. And this man here, he's also a travel agent. You have any questions, any problems, anything like that, go ahead and talk with him also. The Master Drill, okay? And check out his channel also. And he has great videos from cruising. Check him out too. And definitely. That's right, Well, Mr. Scott, once again, I thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
In a Friday night again. I think I'm going to be live in the morning, I think, with Destination Fun. Clark is supposed to be there. I'm hoping to be up around that time and being live with them. I am doing something at noon tomorrow with the wife. We're going to be away for a few hours. And then I'm hosting the Saturday Stroll beginning at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. My special guest is Bamanola Lone Adventures tomorrow. We're going to be, chatting away for a bit. And then I'll be describing and talking about the premieres that we're going to have tomorrow night. There's 5 premieres tomorrow. One of them is mine, the one in the middle. So it'd be an interesting thing to do. That's one thing that you could get into, Scott. Do a video once a week. Just put it there. You don't even have to be present. Just download it through the phone. And GGM Creates. She's the one in charge of the whole thing, and she'll give you a time to set up your premiere. Boom, done deal. So one way to get more people to see your stuff, and pick up a few subscribers here and there, and get yourself out there too. So, and since you do a lot of stuff with Royal Caribbean. There's a lot of people here that likes Royal Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be a nice thing to do. So, Denise, we're gonna leave you alone so you could stay up the rest of your night. Chris Bed, thank you for hanging out too. I see a few more people here. A. Grace, Bontire, Chris Bed, and whoever is lurking in the back. Thank you for lurking and hanging out. See, thank you very much for spending some time with us. That's the first time I ever hear him talk about a lot of stuff about gaming.
Yeah.
That was good. I'm glad that you got him going, and he got out his shell. And he was talking a bunch of stuff like that. And I know he picks on me because I don't really follow the gaming stuff anymore. Once Nintendo back in the day, that used to be my thing. I do play PlayStation, and he doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So I try to give it to myself, before I get him all out of place and stuff like that. So
right.
We'll see, You have a great night. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Very much appreciated that you guys are hanging out. Everybody have a great night and a good morning, and we'll see you all a little bit later today. And always remember, don't get in trouble. I had no money for bail, so